Okay, so for this afternoon's webinar, it's actually the first out of three of Esri Singapore's COVID-19 webinar series. So you can see here all three of the webinars that we have under this theme, as well as the dates. So if you would like to find more information about what each particular webinar would cover, please do check out our page at sgsingapore.com.sg/GIS conversations. Right. Now, for this afternoon, we will be having the first one, which is using location data to support social distancing effort, headed by Miss Karen Garcia. So, Karen is an Esri certified professional, along with Esri Singapore, with particular expertise in working with ArcGIS Enterprise across web and mobile platforms. She also is in charge of the transportation and public sector clusters within the Solutions Consulting Group. So with that, let me turn over the floor to Karen.
Thank you, Sarah. Hi, everyone. I hope you're all safe and well. So in today's webinar, I would like to share with you the following: COVID-19 and social distancing and the impact to different businesses, as well as I'm also going to show you the MPark Safe Distance at Parks application. I will also be sharing with you the Esri's Disaster Response Program. And lastly, we will have time to answer your questions. So since 2019, more than 3.6 million cases of COVID-19 have been reported worldwide. The ongoing COVID-19 pandemic has led to over more than 257,000 deaths globally and disrupted the lives of hundreds of millions. It produces mild symptoms in most people, but can also lead to severe respiratory illness. As it has spread strikingly fast compared to SARS and MERS, our World Health Organization declared the novel coronavirus outbreak a global pandemic. So I'm sure most of you have seen this now famous COVID-19 dashboard published by a team at Johns Hopkins University. This interactive dashboard map, which is built on Esri's mapping software, visualizes global data sources to track and fight the spread of COVID-19. It went viral almost instantly with hundreds of news articles and shares on social media, as well as hundreds of millions of page views. In real time, it provides a common operating picture for the public to see all confirmed cases of the virus, as well as the number of suspected cases, casualties, and full recoveries, with a dot size corresponding to the relative size of the outbreak and where they happen. We've also seen these infographics from the MOH website being shared all over social media and forwarded to group chats. We can continue to play a part by being socially responsible, practicing good personal hygiene habits by frequently washing our hands with soap, wearing a mask if you need to leave the house, and of course, complying with the safe distancing measures. One of the greatest challenges in the war against disease is humanity's increasing mobility. Today, a person can pick up a virus in one place and share it to another location within hours. So there's the potential to become a super spreader. Hence, social distancing has been implemented. It plays a critical role in controlling the spread of pandemics, but only if carried out properly. So as COVID-19 continues to spread rapidly around the world, countries across the globe took unprecedented measures to contain the spread of this disease. These measures include travel restrictions, bans of mass gatherings, closure of non-essential public places, to name a few. And some countries had taken more drastic measures to keep people indoors by imposing lockdowns. So the impact of the COVID-19 is being felt by all businesses, not just in Singapore, but also around the world. With the announcement of the COVID-19 circuit breaker, activities at non-essential workplace premises were suspended. Most of the restaurants were closed. telecommuting and video conferencing were encouraged to reduce physical interaction. And of course, the full home based learning for schools and institutes were imposed as well. And only essential services remained open. So businesses in essential services such as healthcare, food and beverages, transport, and logistics continues its operations. These essential workers are still exposed to COVID-19 and might become a potential source of cluster. Hence, a stricter safe distancing measures needs to be followed. Organizations have taken intentional steps to ensure that they maintain a level of vigilance and social responsibility to overcome this crisis. Although sports and recreation facilities such as public swimming pools, country clubs, gyms, and fitness studios are closed, public parks are still remained open. Importantly, organizations play a part in the health and safety of their community and associates. So during this COVID period, organizations providing essential services needs to operate with care to avoid creating new infection clusters. So hence organizations, apart from practicing social distancing for the community, have to provide necessary information to public to maintain social distancing. So, NParks have launched the Safe Distance at Parks initiative to ensure public safety and to advocate social distancing. So, those heading out to do exercise can now get information on the crowd situation at parks across Singapore so that they can make informed decisions. Enforcement actions can be taken for those who fail to comply with government advisories on safe distancing measures meant to reduce the risk of COVID-19 transmission. With such information, it can actually illustrate how well people practice social distancing or how frequently people venture outside and how effective people are in following the guidelines. So, for the implementation of this application, configure first philosophy that prioritizes commercial off the shelf apps was adopted to deliver capabilities faster. So, now let's have a look at the application. This is a public-facing site that is accessible on both desktop and mobile devices. So upon loading the page, updates on the latest advisories of the parks and gardens are shown. So at a glance, it shows a map of Singapore where parks are represented depending on the visitorship status. A green circle means that there is a low visitorship, while a yellow diamond symbol shows that there is a moderate amount of people. An orange square symbol denotes that the park is crowded and advising the public to refrain from visiting the area. And lastly, a gray circle with X mark means that the park is temporarily closed. You can also click on the feature to see the information of the park with the visitorship status, the legend, and the remarks. The status is updated from data collected by NPark staff on the ground, as well as their visitor count systems. It also has an option for me to either allow it to get more my current location using this button, or I can use the search bar to key in my address or the park that I want to visit. So it also allows me to search for a park based on its visitorship status. So let's say I'm staying at 29 Marine Crescent, and I usually go for a run at ECP. I can just key in my address and click on this new widget, the Parks Near Me widget, and it will show me results on the parks nearby and its visitorship status within the certain radius. With this, I can conclude that it is a good time to go at the moment, and since it is not crowded. But if, for example, the parks within this 1 kilometer have moderate crowd, then I can just adjust the radius and see the parks within 2 kilometers from my input address. This information helps me to find a less crowded green space to visit and also to keep a safe distance from one another. So if you have to leave your home to walk, run, cycle, or engage in other similar exercise, don't forget to check out the safe distance at parks. And let's be socially responsible and considerate to others. So now I will be sharing with you the COVID-19 Disaster Response Program. Given the recent news of COVID-19, we want to help support your organizational efforts when it comes to keeping your community safe and managing the current situation. We are providing a COVID-19 response package, which will enable your organization to have access to Esri's geospatial platform and tools. We can help you with your data, the software, the configuration, and provide technical support for your applications to manage your current needs. Our team is ready to help. So if you need any assistance, please reach out to us at www.esri.com/disaster and click the request assistance button. And if you have data or solutions that would be useful to others, we encourage you to share them with us. We can include them in our COVID-19 GIS hub and make them accessible to our global community. So you might be curious on what's included in this COVID-19 response package. So Esri will be providing a complimentary 6-month ArcGIS online subscription that will come with creator user type and insights add-on, allowing you to create, share, and use content in the apps bundle. One bundle that you will find extremely useful is the Essential Apps. It includes the Esri Story Maps, the configurable and dynamic ArcGIS dashboard, and the web app builder for ArcGIS that allows you to build 2D and 3D web application without writing a single line of code. Another bundle I'd like to highlight is the Field Apps. These allows you to capture and update data in the field, create and share surveys, and rapidly capture field observations on the move. You will also gain access to the desktop applications like ArcGIS Pro and ArcGIS Insights for more in-depth data analysis. And lastly, for your engagement, communication, collaboration, and data sharing, there's the ArcGIS Hub. There's also free ArcGIS solutions for public health and for business continuity. These are ArcGIS Hub coronavirus response template that you can configure with your own branding and data to share resources, maps, and information regarding the current COVID-19 outbreak. So please visit the COVID-19 GIS hub site at go.esri.com/coronavirus. It houses the many global and regional applications being built around the world by our trusted partners. And also, we've included relevant data resources that you can use to develop your own dashboards and web maps or web apps. So Esri will continue to update this hub site with new data and resources as it becomes available, allowing you to make essential decisions and communicate with your stakeholders accurately and quickly. So check back often on these resources. So to summarize, first, social distancing. It plays a critical role in controlling the spread of pandemics, but only if we are given the right information. Next, GIS tools have been enabling the public to make informed choices, and these geospatial solutions can be used to support key areas in business continuity and community management. With the platform, it mitigates the business risk with ready to deploy maps, data, and apps. And lastly, the Esri's Disaster Response Program is here to help in support response and provide relief efforts with GIS technology and expertise. So if you have any Esri related questions, you can email us directly at connect@esrisingapore.com.sg, or you can fill in the online form and we'll be happy to assist you. And do check out the Disaster Response Program, www.esri.com/disaster for more information. Here are some relevant resources and references that you can explore. I have included here the links to the Esri COVID-19 GIS Hub, as well as the Esri's Coronavirus Business Continuity Solution Package. So let's now proceed with some of your questions. We have a question here about if I'm not a technical person, do I have to pay extra if I require assistance on setup and configuration? Thank you for that question. To answer it, we will be happy to get on a discussion session with you to work out your specific needs. We can help to set up a solution that is ready for use and enable your organization to handle the COVID situation. So kindly email us at connect@esrisingapore.com.sg and we'll support you on the full details. We have another question here for the NPERC solution. What is the source of data to give you crowdedness information? Is it manual human count or is there any automation? For the NPARC solution, there's actually NPARC's officers on the ground. They're using the field apps, collector for RTRS specifically, to gather, to update the status of the park. Another question is, could you shed some light on how the safe distance for NPARCs was made? For this one, currently, I think they have an ArcGIS Enterprise that is used to gather the data. And then for the application, they're actually using the web app builder. So as I mentioned earlier, with the COVID response package, it includes the creator user type. And so this creator user type allows you to have access to the essential apps bundle. And under the essential apps bundle, it includes the web app builder. So this web app builder is what you see is what you get, kind of application that you can just select which widget you want and you just configure all the settings and change the theme or layout, and that's it. You already have a web application ready for you. We have another question on what will happen after the 6 months period. So for the DRP program, it will be offered for a 6-month period. So, but then as COVID is an evolving situation, we will update if the program will be extended or come to an end after 6 months. So please reach out to us and we can work on the details.
Yep. So since this is part of our mini webinar series, unfortunately, we don't have time for any more questions. So with that, again, please do reach out to us and contact us at the links that Karen has provided earlier. You can send us an email at connect@esrisingapore.com.sg. And for any other inquiry, be it regarding COVID-19, the Esri disaster response program, or the Esri business continuity solution packages, you may send us a note or an actual inquiry at esrisingapore.com.sg/general inquiry. And if you would again like to visit and check out more information about the disaster response program by Esri, you may check that out at www.esri.com/disaster. So with that, we thank you all for attending this this webinar for this afternoon. Again, please check out our page for the webinar recording and the PDF copy of the presentation. And as always, please do fill out the survey form at the end of the webinar. So with that, have a pleasant afternoon, everybody, and stay safe.